Okay, Janeks, this next thing's a little tricky. What we're going to do is page 104 through 104 through 106. I think we got to do clauses too. Yeah, we do. So we're going to do 104 through 106 on infinitives, and then I'm going to do a new video on clauses. Okay? Now the thing to remember about the English language, as you get a little more complex in your grammar studies, you're finding out that the parts of speech are really important. There were 8 of them, and we did them in the last video. We mentioned them. 8 parts of speech. When you look at phrases, they're always going to do the job of one of those parts of speech. You remember prepositional phrases can do the job of an adverb or an adjective. And we sometimes call them adverb or adjective phrases because that's the kind of work they do in the sentence. Infinitives and gerunds are phrases. Well, they're single words, but they become part of phrases. An infinitive phrase or a gerund phrase does the job of a noun. Both of them work as nouns. The interesting thing about them is that nouns have a lot of different jobs, so they can have a lot of different jobs. But remember, everything goes back to parts of speech. If you learn that a gerund or an infinitive acts like a noun, then you know that its job is any of the jobs that a noun does. Now that means you have to remember all the things that a noun does. A noun can be the subject in a sentence, right? A noun can be a subject. A noun can be a direct object. These you understand. I was impressed by that in your homework. A noun can be an indirect object. Right? A noun, and you got these too. A noun can be a predicate, big fancy word, nominative. That's like Mr. Fisher is the principal. Principal is a noun in the predicate part of the sentence, the second half of that sentence, and it renames the subject, Mr. Fisher. That's the job of a predicate nominative. Janeks is my student. Student is a predicate nominative. It's a noun in the predicate part of the sentence, the verb part of the sentence, that renames the subject, Janeks. And so, nouns can be a predicate nominative. I think you understood those too when you did that assignment. And finally, a noun can be the object of a preposition. See, this stuff doesn't go away. You have to remember it. Nouns can do all these things. And so we shouldn't be surprised when we look in your textbook at exercise D on page 104. You're taking a gerund phrase, which I told you, gerund phrases and infinitive phrases do the jobs of nouns. If you look at exercise D, it says you're supposed to tell whether the gerund phrase is being used as a subject, ta-da, a direct object, ta-da, an indirect object, aha, object of a preposition, there you go, or a predicate nominative, there you go, and there's one more that I guess I forgot, and a positive. Now, you did well on this exercise. You may remember appositives are when you kind of clarify or rename a noun for the reader. So if you say, my sister, Lucy, is a nice girl, Lucy is an appositive. It renames or clarifies who my sister is. Or if we say, Tommy, the boy in the blue coat, is in trouble, the boy in the blue coat is an appositive phrase, renaming or clarifying who Tommy is by using a noun to do so.